is a microphone. In my hands, it's a pipe bomb.
Vince, I'll kick you in the nuts and you'll smile at me and like it and show me some respect.
Do I have everybody's attention now? I have the balls to say things that nobody else has the balls to say. Do I have everybody's attention now?
YouTube, hello again. I mean, this introduction's always going to pretty much be practically the same thing, so you guys might as well get used to it.
Yeah. True story.
Of course, this is Greg, Merc, whatever other names you guys can come up with by now. We have Des, a.k.a. Jean-Paul.
Hey.
On the side here recording, of course. And then we have none other than Brian, a.k.a. Kills. And we're here to do yet another podcast.
Episode
numero
5.
Cinco.
Yep,
Numero 5. All right, so this is the topics we're going to go ahead and look at here, just to let you guys know how the show is going to go ahead and fall in order. We're going to go ahead and do the Raw review, of course, as always. We do have SummerSlam this Sunday, so we're going to go ahead and go over how that's going to look for us, give our predictions, the ShowStoppers predictions. Then we're going to go ahead and look over as far as which system is better, and then we're going to end it with Des's pick. Now, I'm not going to get too far into detail about the which system is better just yet. Be ready for it, though. It's going to be an interesting topic.
Yeah, we still have 3 months to go, so we don't want to go full in.
I'm more looking forward to the games than the actual system, unfortunately.
Oh,
let's not jump.
This is gonna be fun. We're gonna have a fun night, people. So if you tuned in, you picked the right spot. So let's go ahead and look over the go-home show for Raw for SummerSlam. Brian, your opinion?
I'd say the first 2 hours I could have spent in the bathroom and I wouldn't have missed much.
So boring.
Essentially.
Oh my god.
The high points, obviously, an epic Miz TV between Cena and Daniel Bryan. Before that, they did announce Triple H being the referee. That was well done with Brad Maddox, but still, I could have afforded to miss it. And then the great battle royale to determine the number one contender for Dean Ambrose's U.S. title. I think that was worth watching. And then CM Punk versus Paul Heyman. That certainly caught a lot of us off guard how that played out.
Who is Paul Heyman working with now? Is it Brock Lesnar? No, not. Is it
No, you were right. It's Lesnar and it's also Curtis Axel.
But wasn't Lesnar who told Paul Heyman say something stupid?
Yeah, but that's just because Lesnar is usually the one that says something stupid.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, the start of Raw, I liked how they did the Daniel Bryan Wade Barrett match. I'm not upset with it. This is my thing. If you market this as your second biggest event of the year, you don't exactly undersell the Raw before it. I mean, I understand there are certain areas where they just were not going to be able to extend any more on, and we still had good spots. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the promo they showed cut, that was great. But then we look at the downsides with the whole Wyatt Kane thing. They were running on this momentum just for it to drop yet again. Just a face-off. You know what I mean? Like you have to present some kind of reason to tune in or purchase SummerSlam, and that's one of their key. That's one of, if not in my opinion, me and Brian's opinion, that's one of the well, actually, no, I'll take that back. Daniel Bryan and John Cena have officially become the most built-up feud for SummerSlam, but Kane and Wyatt prior was the main one. I thought they did such a great build on that, and then so they just kind of, the way they ended it, I have a feeling they're probably going to save those two for SmackDown. So let's hope and see. It was effective though. I mean, it was going the route of being effective to where every night when you tune in for wrestling, you want to see what each of them had to say, and so this one it was kind of like it was a letdown there.
Didn't you expected more from them today with the whole Wyatt?
I did.
I expected some mic work.
Yeah,
there you go. And like
there was
that,
just
like
none.
a huge promo. I expected a huge promo from him because this is going in before. But then again, they had that promo that they cut on SmackDown. So
If we had to rank coming into this Raw the builds for the different matches, we probably would have Wyatt Kane at the top, then probably Bryan Cena,
yeah,
and then
Punk Lesnar.
and Lesnar.
And it completely just went 180 on this.
Yeah, it completely just flip-flopped.
It really did because, I mean, it just like the way that they did this Raw, the matches, some of the matches, they put on good wrestling. I mean, I can't knock them for that. They had good matches. It's just certain ones. There was a lot of matches that were thrown together. I mean, such as like the Natalya versus Brie Bella. I was just like shaking my damn head at that part. I mean, I know you're trying to build up the whole Total Divas thing. Like, I get that. You had better routes to go than that. Like, come on, that was stupid. But I mean, what can you do? It's part of the show. So
AJ
I mean,
Lee, man, she's still hot though. You guys watch?
AJ Lee still is hot, but I mean, what the hell what relevance did she have to go against the great Khali and Natalya? Like, that
And
was
how did they lose?
and how did they lose at that? Like, I mean, it's
For
just
real.
there's so many things that went wrong with that. I mean, she's still sexy as fuck. Don't get me wrong. But-
who won that match between Orton and Sandow? I didn't catch it, but
Oh, that was Orton.
Orton. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and which once
Cody
more
Rhodes
another good.
distraction on Sandow. Pretty
Yeah,
much what you'd expect.
It was another good back and forth match. Like, they're not gonna give away all builds for all the matches, which they're saving Cody and Sandow for SmackDown. I mean,
Which is the build for that will be smart. I'm glad they're not doing anything foolish like having them wrestle.
Right.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
they gave away Del Rio Christian last
Oh,
Friday on
they've
SmackDown.
killed the relevance for this month for the World Heavyweight title is down the drain. I'm not saying the title is irrelevant to me as a whole, even though they've done a crappy job with it. But the build this month is definitely, I don't care about it. I mean, it's just another match
I
to
care
watch.
more about Caitlyn and Dolph versus AJ and Big E than I do
Yep.
Christian
Then
against
I do
Yeah,
that.
I agree
Like,
with that.
honestly, Christian and Del Rio can open this show, and I'd be content with that. Like, they no longer hold that spot of the co-main event anymore. Like, they really need to go back to building that title back up to what it used to be. It's pathetic what it is now. You know, that was that wasn't so great, the whole Alberto Del Rio thing that they did with he fought Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
I mean, that match was good, but I mean, once more, what in serving
It
it,
was-
just-
It
expect?
felt like a filler show today. Like, it didn't feel up to the hype of, you know.
I'd say about at the end of the day, about a good half of it was a filler. I'm gonna have to say,
But-
half was filler, the other half they did good with.
Have you guys noticed the trend? Like, I mean, the past 3 of the 5 Raws have been kind of.
See, I got it. This is where, and I'm sure Brown will probably agree with me on this too. This is where I have to tip my hat because the majority of the Raws building up to SummerSlam were pretty decent, actually. I'm about to say we had like 5, right?
See, the problem is, I kind of am more with Des that they've been trending down, but what they do smartly is they go 1, 2, maybe at the most 3 subpar Raws in a row, but
Yeah.
then they have one of those epic Raws that immediately makes you forget about the other ones and go,
Yeah.
oh my god, they're geniuses.
Yeah. Yeah, because I believe it was the one after Money in the Bank that was just fucking mind-blowing. That one
Oh,
was...
yeah, like, you're just left staring at your TV going, did that just happen?
Right.
It was good. It was damn good how they built it up. I mean, honestly, they overall they did a good job with the build for SummerSlam. I'm not taking that away from them, but the go home show, man, you got to give a little bit more effort than that. You can't just throw shit together because that's what it feels like they did on a good majority of it. So,
I think a good way of going from here is we can go right into our predictions and then touch on how they covered that little matchup on Raw if it was a significant one. You know what I mean?
So go over the predictions and say as far as the promos. Okay,
Yeah, so like when we come to a certain match, we'll say how they led into SummerSlam on Raw and then our prediction.
okay, well, let's go ahead and start with where the card is at right now. So we have Dean Ambrose versus Rob Van Dam for the United States Championship.
Obviously,
Now-
that meant Van Dam won that Battle Royale,
Right.
which...
And he did. And he won. I mean, nobody thought he was going to get Henry out. And then who the hell would have thought on top of that, Big Show was going to come out, you know, and make the save. I mean, we
Yeah.
knew the original plan was to have Mark Henry and Big Show go against the Shield. That was the original plan.
Yep.
Where they just scrap that plan, I have no idea. But don't be surprised if those two go against Rollins
Yeah.
and Reigns. Don't be
They
surprised
could
if they
very
go.
well end up going against Rollins and Reigns for
Right.
the title.
Oh yeah. So once
We
more,
can see that any
SmackDown-
minute posted on WWE.
Exactly. It's either gonna be a late post on WWE.com or SmackDown's gonna have some kind of tie-in. One or the other. They usually save the Shield and the Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow stuff for SmackDown, which is smart.
And
So-
SmackDown's becoming more relevant again. So
It is.
Yeah, it is.
And which, and see, that's what makes no sense to me. Is they're making SmackDown more relevant. They're making it to where it's more watchable. It's worth tuning into, and then you don't build up your title the way it should be. Like it's horrible. But once more, I mean, it's not at that time yet to where the World Heavyweight title needs to be relevant just yet. I mean, it needs to be. It should always be relevant, I should say. But it's not. It's not coming up on WrestleMania season just
Maybe
yet.
it could be a marketing ploy as well. Business wise.
it
Maybe they want more viewers to go to SmackDown. Maybe obviously Raw has always been the number one choice when it came to WWE, but maybe they're just trying to level it out a little bit.
Well, they used to have a level on it. That's the thing.
They
Back when
lost
it
that.
ran on Thursdays, they lost that because their talent gap. Because you got to remember, Vince bought out WCW, and when he did that, and then ECW as well, they had a huge market for talent. I mean, huge. There was no way to put them all on one specific show. And so there was no way they were going to market them on one specific show. So that's when they did the brand extension, made SmackDown, made Raw, and it worked out perfect because you got two pay-per-views, two sides of wrestling with stacked stars on each side. So it was never going to get old. So that worked well for them. As time went by, the brand extension did not work for the generation we're in now because of the fact
they
that
adjusted. They're adapting, and they're
Exactly.
still trying to bring it full circle. And
they don't
disagree
have the
with their-
star power. They don't have the star power they used to have. They're working on building those stars, and so I mean, like, what can you do, man? It's
It'll take time.
But
It'll take time.
to go back to the match itself, I'm an avid. For those that you don't know, I'm an avid believer in the Shield from day one. I've been on the bandwagon. But this is predictions, not what we want to have happen. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to predict that Van Dam walks away U.S. champ.
Wow.
I'm going to say, if they're going to continue with this build for Dean Ambrose, they need to let Dean Ambrose walk away with this one. It's going to make Shield
I
that much
agree.
more relevant.
I want him to walk away with it because it just helps them more. But I feel like they can't keep having Van Dam come into the company and falling short of everything they
Of
said.
every shot. They can't make him the next Jericho, and I really hope that they're not going to take that route because he's having a decent run right now.
He's
They
having
should have
good
put
matches, dude.
They should have put Van Dam in the World Heavyweight title match to make it a triple threat. That would have been interesting, but no, they didn't do that. But whatever. Help get Ambrose over RVD. I hope that's what the
So
intention
you got
is.
Ambrose, I got RVD.
All right.
Yeah.
Next match. What about Paul Heyman and CM Punk? What do you think happens?
Oh, that's jumping. That's not on SummerSlam.
It's not. When is it?
No, that was Raw.
That was wrong.
So the next match is going to be actually Natalia versus Brie Bella. Once more,
Not that I really
another
care.
match. I really don't care. I'm going to go ahead and say Natalia walks away. We could see a Cameron and Naomi heel turn. Who knows?
I'm going to say Bella just because she has a twin at ringside, so who cares?
Oh, and they have fucking sexy ass Eva Marie. So I can see your view on that, but I'm gonna go with Natalia on this one still. Dolph Ziggler and Caitlyn versus Biggie Langston and AJ Lee. Common sense is gonna say Dolph is gonna win this one. He's been getting his ass kicked. I mean, they've literally been getting humiliated, beat the past few.
But remember, Dolph did lose one-on-one against Big E.
Oh yeah,
So while it is obvious to most people that would pick that you'd pick Dolph, I think it actually is the obvious pick. So I'm going to go with Dolph and Caden.
yeah, and in which they might throw a twist at us. They might.
Well, consider about AJ Lee losing today. That has to lead up to
Yeah,
something.
there's a lot of ways they could go with it. They could also go with some kind of weird interference. Don't forget, Layla seems to have aligned with AJ, so we
With
could see
AJ,
that.
yeah. It's a lot of things that we could see. You know, we don't know. They're pretty crafty sometimes. So I think this is going to be one of the ones where a curveball is going to be thrown on this one.
And I believe he's still here to show the world, so I'm picking him.
Oh yeah, you can't. I mean, in which I still think it's so stupid they dropped the title off anyway. But that's a whole nother argument. That's going to piss me off if we go into that one.
Yep.
Next up is going to be Kane and Bray Wyatt, the Ring of Fire match.
I'm going with Wyatt.
Kane.
Really, Des? Okay.
I don't believe you build so much around Wyatt to have him lose his first match. It makes no sense.
Here's what's going to make the Wyatt family effective is they have to be believable. You can't do the route with this team where you take that they come in and they wreck shit and they do this, they do that just to consistently lose. They cannot do that with this team. I'm sorry. You
How
have
do you consistently lose? They can't lose for a while.
It
needs to be like the Shield.
Yeah. They're gonna have to have the Wyatt family is gonna have to have a run up until Royal Rumble. Plain and simple. They're hot right now as far as with the fans. The fans are obviously into the Wyatt family, the end of the stable as far as what they've built up around it. It's great for business to keep them going at the rate that they are now. So I pray that they continue to push the momentum for them and they give them legitimate feuds up until Royal Rumble. It's really not that far away. September, October, November, December, January. So you give us 5 months of programming with the Wyatt family to where they can feud with reasonable people who are going to be like worth it and give us hell of a promos, then they're going to be fine. I'm going to say Bray Wyatt because that's what they need to do to make sure this group works right.
So
they
2 out of the 3 say Wyatt's.
It's just no way they can do that.
Yep.
And then Alberto Del Rio versus Christian.
I mean, it's sad that I've become so indifferent to this pick. I used to look forward to picking championship matches. There's so many angles they could have Sandow cash in. They could have some ridiculousness like that. They could screw Christian immediately after winning a title again like they did the last time. I'm going to say Christian because he wants that one more match.
Des, what do you think?
I'm going to have to go with Kills, Christian. Just because Kills is a very informative man on this.
I mean, obviously Del Rio has done something wrong, I think. He's,
Did he win today?
Another,
by the way, did he win today?
He did,
okay.
But I mean, it's just, there's another storyline that's in the works here for Del Rio, and that's going to be involving Ricardo Rodriguez. There's no way he can have the Ricardo Rodriguez storyline go on, and then plus the Christian. It's just, and then not
too much going on.
Not per se Christian, but the World Heavyweight Championship plus a feud with Ricardo Rodriguez in the mix there. That'd make it way too much. Ricardo Rodriguez is going to cost Del Rio that title. Christian's going to win, and then Christian's going to go on and do what he does. Del Rio and Ricardo are going to go ahead and have their feud. That's how it's going to work.
I smell an actual Christian title run. Finally.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and be bold enough to say it could go up until Mania. At least Mania, either Mania or Rumble.
I think Rumble's a little more realistic right now.
We'll see, because they don't really have anybody else to run with. They're not going to give it to Damian Sandow just yet.
No.
They're not going to give it to him just yet. I can see, you want to know what would be smart? If they build it up to where Christian has this title run, Sheamus comes back as a heel, put those two against each other at WrestleMania, that would actually be pretty smart.
I'd love that match.
That would be smart. And then we get a heel
Sheamus. I've been craving heel Sheamus.
That's what I'm telling you, dude. It might work that way, so we'll see how they do that.
Sheamus.
What else? Okay, so we went over that. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the fun stuff. This is the one this is the one desk where it's gonna be the fun get go here. CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar.
I'm going for the best in the world.
CM Punk. Yeah, I agree.
Now, obviously, we all want CM Punk to win, but let's evaluate.
Okay, no, yeah, granted, I want him to win, but I believe he will win.
Okay, because I mean, looking at the past few weeks, Brock Lesnar's had the upper hand and Paul Heyman's had the upper hand on CM Punk
until
tonight. Tonight, CM Punk got a camera and beat the shit out of Brock Lesnar, which was fucking hilarious.
Then was able to fight off Curtis Axel yet again.
GTS on the top of the stage. I mean, he made a point tonight, and that's what the story was. They've done it once. This is another one they did a great job with building for. They did what they needed on this one. This is one of the few where I really can't say they really killed any kind of momentum on. They did.
No, it's sustained from the start.
They did what they needed, and I think this feud between him and Paul Heyman is not going to end at SummerSlam. But
no, this is just the first step.
Yeah,
this whole thing, because this can drag out to another Punk Lesnar match. This could go in a direction of Punk and Axel when Axel gets more of a push. This could come into some weird angle where Heyman has a new client to try to take out Punk. They could go anywhere with this.
It's gonna be interesting to see how they work that one. So I'm more than excited for that. And then after that we have none other than John Cena versus Daniel Bryan. That is all of them, right? Yeah.
And I will follow both my heart and my head.
Daniel Bryan.
Let's before I even jump the gun, before any of us even jump the gun, we all know who we're gonna pick. I mean, fucking simple. The beard is where it's at right now.
Whoa, Greg, you're not picking Cena.
Yeah, I know. It's weird coming from me. Let it be known, YouTube. I am a huge Cena fan.
No, you're a huge Cena tip rider.
No, that's kind of gay. But I'm a huge Cena fan. I've supported the guy since he came into the business. Always will, but I know it's good for business as well.
And he isn't.
Daniel Bryan, no, it's not that he's not. It's just he's stale now. They need to let somebody else come in now. It's about that time. But Daniel Bryan has had one hell of a run these past few months, and it's not only wrestling, it's not only promos.
He's been amazing on the mic.
It's the crowd itself has been behind him like no other. Him and CM Punk right now, you cannot touch.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody else who you have in that back locker room who can touch either one of those. Even with the pop that Dolph Ziggler got in New Jersey after Mania, there's nobody in the back of that locker room who in every other state, every other city react the way they do to CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. There's just nobody. They love these guys. They do. And if WWE is smart, and if they're looking at a money cow factor of this, Cena's going to make his money with or without that title. Yep. We all know that.
Right.
That's a no-brainer. Daniel Bryan and CM Punk are going to make their money with or without those titles.
That's with the title, it makes them so much better.
So much more effective.
Especially with Bryan.
CM Punk already had the title. And look CM Punk was already over, but he's at a level now where he is the top seller, if I'm not mistaken. I think he already surpassed Cena. And so Daniel Bryan, that promo between these two tonight was better than anything that The Rock and Cena ever put together from 28 and 29.
And that got personal at times.
It did. And even with personal shots, you couldn't touch the promo that they cut tonight. You could not touch that 15 and 20
Daniel Bryan flat out said that John Cena is not a wrestler to his face.
It was, and you know what? On both ends, they delivered well on both ends. Cena actually, I mean, he tapped into where, he still went with the whole, like, I do this for the kids and the fans, yada, yada, yada.
It's the same thing.
But it's what he said after that, though. It's what he followed with after that. I'm looking at, he started that. But overall, Cena did great on that. But Daniel Bryan, he not only did he keep up, but he got the crowd into it. And then the whole, like, you know, him saying the whole, I can't slap you because you're not a wrestler, like, that was just, it was like on Breaking Bad when Walt told Hank to tread lightly. I mean, it was just one of those moments where you're like, at all. It was beastly.
Yes.
Would you respect Cena more if he was a heel?
I absolutely. I've said all along. I used to be on the Cena bandwagon.
He did.
I was
on, even when he went face, I didn't abandon ship immediately. It's not like I'm a straight heel guy. But when he started just becoming the same old stuff, And he even knows he is. He referred to himself as the 5 moves of doom tonight.
When he brought that shit up, dude, I was like, whoa. I was like, that's...
He acknowledges that he's the same stuff. How can I be on board with that?
Right.
It was one hell... Yeah, oh man! Oh my God! It was one hell of a promo, and I am excited beyond belief for this one fucking match alone, dude. It is so hyped. I cannot wait for Sunday when I go to Los Angeles. I'm gonna go in and send you guys footage there. So
Perfect.
it's gonna. It was good. So that's the SummerSlam prediction there. We'll see how it plays out come Sunday.
Play along at home. Write yours down.
Yeah, seriously.
Post them in the comments too. Let us know.
Yeah, post
because then we can
comments,
hold you to
Twitter,
it, you liars.
Twitter, etc. I mean, just let us know what you think. We're curious. So now that we have that out the way, there, we're gonna go in and touch back on wrestling. Come next week around the time for SummerSlam. So next up, let's do something that everybody here has been disputing for the past couple of months here, and I mean everybody. PlayStation 4. Xbox One. How do they, I mean, which one is going to actually be worth the investment? Des, let's start with you.
My first system growing up was a PlayStation. I wanted to get a PlayStation 2, but in fact, I fell in love with the game Halo. It's a little backstory, don't worry. And and ever since I fell in love with the Xbox. I guess you could say I'm a loyal consumer, and regardless if they didn't made the changes, I would have gotten the Xbox One. But now knowing that you don't need to connect, they might have a bundle where you don't need to connect, or you don't need to be connected online. You could share your disc. It definitely makes my option, or my way of picking the Xbox One a lot more easier to swallow. So that's what I feel. I mean, I've always been a fanboy of Microsoft. I mean, if you look at, oh my God, you have to pay online. Well, look at you, kid. You're going to pay online too for PlayStation 4 coming up. So, I mean, that's how I feel personally. So, plus the exclusives aren't so bad after all. You got the new Rise Roman game. Yeah, Titanfall. New Halo's looking amazing from that little short clip. Can't complain. I mean, plus you get all the exclusive DLCs from like EA and NFL Madden and all them. Of course you're gonna get the exclusive from Call of Duty if I'm not right. I'm not sure. So I mean, can't go wrong.
Yeah, as far as it works with the DLC exclusive stuff, some of the DLC is exclusive, other is early access.
Well, that's what
stuff.
I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. For Call of Duty, it's Xbox and Microsoft getting the early edge, and for Bungie's new Destiny game, it's PlayStation that's got some exclusive stuff.
I think EA has an agreement with Microsoft where we get the early access for Battlefield, I believe, and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, I think Battlefield is another one of those games. Yeah, EA is working very closely with Microsoft.
Yeah, I knew
That's why they waited during the Microsoft press conference to show some Battlefield stuff as well and everything like that.
Yeah. So, how about, what are you getting, Kills? What do you feel you want to get?
Well, I don't need to give as much backstory. I've never actually owned a PlayStation. It's not that I hated on it. It was just back when PlayStation was popular, I was actually a Nintendo guy.
Right.
So, from the original Nintendo up to the N64, I was straight Nintendo. And then I jumped to Xbox. And Xbox was great. I loved 360. I got that as soon as it came out. And like you said, one of the big arguments is, you pay for online. Well, you get what you pay for.
Agreed.
With PlayStation 3, look at how that service went down for a month and a half when Sony got hacked. Now it's smart of them to start charging people for online because they can provide better security and better services. But I'm going to go with the company that's done that from the start and has never had a major issue. As well as the system itself, do I need to connect? No, I'm probably rarely going to use it. But for what you get for the cost, I think it's worth it.
It also has that Skype compatibility too with the Kinect as well. That 1080p.
Yeah, it's got some cool features. I'm not going to say I'm never going to touch the Kinect. I could do some fun stuff with it. I could scroll through the menus and everything. But that's not like the big thing that puts me over the top where I'm like, oh, it's the Kinect. I gotta get the Xbox. It's just a cool add-on.
My only issue with the Xbox One, and I guess I have the same thing with Xbox 360, I understand that you're paying for a service. You're paying for a service. If it's one thing that Xbox One should work on, is having to be gold to, use services that you're paying for. For example, Netflix, Hulu,
I could agree with that.
I mean, I don't really.
In order to be able to get online and use that stuff, you shouldn't have to pay again.
Right. You should. Yeah, that's my only issue with that. How you feel about it, Greg? Like, what's your take on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One?
Don't be all melodramatic.
Oh my! Come on, Greg.
Get off.
Here's where I stand.
It's on a fence.
It shouldn't have taken PS4's press conference to make Xbox wake up. That's what pissed me off about Microsoft. They had no intentions on making these changes until they saw just how bad PlayStation was going to bury them if they didn't make those changes. And now, given where it's at now, yeah, definitely it's going to go ahead and be a lot more effective. The Xbox One as far as sales and stuff like that. But I guess the thing where I'm just kind of still pissed off about is it just shouldn't have taken them. It shouldn't have taken what they got. What the fuck is that? Do you hear that shit?
No.
Are you hearing things now?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I guess I am. Anyways.
Microsoft's coming for you because
I'm about to say, Microsoft's like, what did you say? Shit.
They've got a helicopter on.
You know what? I take that back. Microsoft's a solid pick. I'm just kidding.
It's the NSA, guys.
No, I'm just saying, man, it's just Microsoft. They shouldn't have taken PlayStation's press conference to make them wake up. Whatever the case may be, I'm glad they made the changes.
Yeah,
and
the changes weren't anything that would, like Des said, it wasn't going to sway me personally one way or the other. I know it swayed a lot of people, but in the end, you still got to give them credit. Yeah, they would have been squashed, but how many companies still would have just grinned and bared it and been like, well, if you don't like it, then don't buy it. We're still going to stick by it. Microsoft, I think it took some nerve to actually, some guts to say, okay, we messed up. Here it is, exactly how you want it.
It just shows that they listen to the consumers as well, which is a good sign.
Yeah, no, don't get us wrong. We know it's not a loyalty thing, it's a money thing in the end. But I still feel there's a lot of companies that would have just been too proud to admit that and would have just been like, well, tough.
I agree with you there.
It's, at the end of the day, I still think that it's better to go. I mean, Xbox is still going to be the better pick. I'm still going to buy the PlayStation first, though.
Are you really?
Just because it's cheaper.
Are you really?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to PlayStation first, then I'm going to take it from there.
So, why everyone's on Xbox, you're going to be on PlayStation? Well, people you know.
Well, here's the thing, though. Is there anything on the release dates yet for the Xbox One?
We just know, well, there's no release date for the PlayStation either. It's November. They're both November. No date.
I just feel like the PlayStation Network online, it's shitty. That's my...
I think it's like $10 cheaper for PS4 online,
right.
But like...
It's just...
They don't... I don't know. It doesn't feel the same as far as security for me.
It's not as easy to get around either. If you've seen the PlayStation Network dashboard, it's kind of like confusing as hell as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's stuff that people can get used to. I know the biggest complaint about their online service on PS3, there's no party chat on there.
Right.
I mean, how many times are we on Xbox Live where we're just sitting in a party, not even playing a game?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it works that way anymore on PS4. I think they now have some kind of party function. But where were they on that? What took them so long to come up with a party
I'm
chat?
pretty sure Microsoft had a patent for that, though. I heard something like that, though. There was a patent for that.
And then there's people who put huge emphasis on things like friendless. I don't personally care, but I heard, well, it's rumored that there's not gonna be a limit, but as far as I know, last I heard officially, the friends list limit for Xbox is now 1,000.
Holy shit,
Which
that's
is crazy.
who the fuck has that many friends on Xbox Live in the first
Celebrities.
place?
Celebrities.
Oh well, yeah, I can see it work for what.
Cheap plug for Rooster Teeth. You can now add those guys.
What to say, dude? That's fucking insane. I mean, those are cool features, but I mean, the battle can't exactly be determined until it comes closer to the.
It's going to come down to the games. That's what I've said from the start. Whichever system has the better games is the system you should buy.
Yeah.
Forget all the connects and the friends list. All that stuff doesn't matter. Which one has the better games?
I agree.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and make that one a to be continued right now. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm buy the PlayStation 4 first. So, lastly, to close this show off, we're going to go ahead and transition over to the Des pick of the night. We haven't done that in a couple of shows here. So, Des, what do you have for us? What do you have for the viewers?
Okay, so it's not really a topic. It's going to be... You guys remember when we did Buy or Sell, right? Where actually guys...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's not going to be like that. It's going to be a little hybrid version of it. So, I'm going to ask you guys 4 questions each. And they're the same questions for each of you guys. And you guys got 30 seconds to answer. So, it's going to be a witty kind of thing, top of your mind.
You're going to have to cut us off then. You're going to have to watch the clock.
Okay, so this is going to be for you, Kills, first. What are the 3 biggest lies someone can tell you?
Well, based on past, they could lie about what they look like.
Oh my god, not again.
I know that was a low blow, I'm sorry. But still, that's still a biggie. They could lie about their principles on something.
Okay.
And they can lie about their past.
Okay. And Merc?
I'm going to go ahead and say that they can lie about what they're about as far as like who they are, what they represent, the kind of person they are. That's definitely going to be number 1. They can lie about their past. That's a good one, Brian.
Thank you.
And they can lie about personal traits as far as what makes them who they are.
Okay.
Meaning if they have like, certain issues that they don't want to bring up or admit, they can lie about shit like that.
Okay. All right, next question. Keels?
Good answer.
What happened? What were you going to say?
No, I just had good answers.
Okay. Keels, what is your most embarrassing moment?
Shit. A single moment that was most embarrassing. I guess it was when I was giving my Eagle speech. When I got Eagle Scout, I had to stand up in front of like a couple hundred people and give a speech. And it was my first real public speaking thing, I guess. And I started stumbling through my speech. And I had to like stop, gather myself, apologize to the crowd, and then pick up where I left off. And I was mortified. But when I was done, they're like, "Oh, you covered it up really well. You didn't look that nervous from down there." I was like, "Oh."
That is pretty crazy.
But yeah, it's terrifying doing that.
Merc? Greg?
Oh God, I got to think about this one.
Every time he looks in the mirror.
Every time I look in the mirror, it's like a definition of gorgeousness just pops out.
Oh,
no homo.
Boo.
Come on.
Well, you got me on the moment there. I wasn't ready for that. I'm over here trying to think of what my most embarrassing moment is. Let's see. What is my most embarrassing moment? Shit. That's bad that I have to think about that because I'm.
Do you want to pass?
Losing a certain 1v1.
All right. Do you want to pass?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the 1v1 with Lucky. No, I'm gonna take that back. It was my 1v1 with no. No, I'm not gonna say that because I've had worse. My most embarrassing moment.
We need an answer, Greg.
For real.
What happened in 30 seconds? Come on. I threw one out there.
No, this 30 seconds, this one's going out the window. See, I guess I do gotta. I'm just gonna have to throw something out there. I'm gonna have. No, you know what?
God damn it!
There's
Ray.
a video. There's
Oh!
a video out there.
Oh, you're
Halo,
singing, right?
Halo 3 Barbie girl, maybe.
Should I put it up with this
Maybe.
video?
Yeah.
Should I put it up with this video?
That was. Oh God, I forgot about that.
There's
That's
a video on YouTube of Greg singing Barbie Girl on Xbox. That is clearly.
I will put the link down below. Just
no. Let's not share the fucking link.
It.
Can we?
I'll link it.
No, we're good. We're good. So let's go ahead and go to the next topic. That's the next question you have.
All right,
please.
Kills. If you're president for a day, what are 3 things you would change?
If I was president for a day?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I would make tabloids illegal.
Okay.
I would make actual laws stricter for cheating athletes,
Okay.
and I would probably bomb somewhere just for the hell of it.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. How about you, Greg?
Cut down military costs to help the economy. Use nuclear energy as a reliable source, so that way we can go ahead and cut costs as far as using oil. And I would go ahead and make it to where college friends are a lot more acceptable to pay, instead of fucking people going to school just to be in debt.
Okay.
Somebody's been planning that answer.
Here's the toughest question and my final question for both of you guys, okay? Alright.
Let go.
Brian,
Yeah.
if someone gave you $3 million to sleep with a guy, would you do it?
No.
Shit.
What? Okay. How about you, Greg?
$3 million. No, are we talking about sleeping or fucking? I mean, it's it's a big.
Oh, I should have asked that.
You
Because if I'm just sleeping next to the guy,
Because
see, that was a trick.
You know what?
See, this is the thing. I didn't. It's a trick question.
see, you got to think witty. I'm gonna go ahead and take the $3 million to sleep next to the guy.
if that's the case, I've already done that. I should have my $3 million in the bank.
What?
Well, you know what? You woulda, coulda, shoulda, but that's my $3 million now, and I'm gonna go ahead and
Bullshit.
take it. I'm gonna run with it. So
See, this is unfair already because I had to answer first, and he got time to fucking think of his answer. I get bonus points on mine. Fuck you, Greg.
fuck. But yeah, I would definitely go ahead and say I'd take that to sleep next to somebody.
Okay, but if it wasn't sleeping, if it was fucking,
Would you do
No.
it? No.
No, I could live with myself. I seriously. I mean, I'm open. I mean, if you know me, dude, I'm an open book of shit like that. I joke around like that all the time. But when it comes down to it, dude, I'd emotionally be fucking destroyed if I ever did something like that. So no, can't do it.
I have a random question, just a last question that kind of popped in my head. Has anybody said either of you guys look like a celebrity, and if so, who?
Jabba the Hutt for me.
Somebody said you look like Jabba the Hutt.
This fucking dicks.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Dick.
I'm just.
Like how the fuck? Like, hey, you know what? You look like Jabba the Hutt. You know that's.
I had to throw something funny in there. I mean, Greg.
What about you, Greg?
Greg looks like a Denzel Washington.
Really? I don't see it.
I'm fucking sure.
No, you look like a Tyler Perry.
Oh,
You know what?
On that
Fuck you.
Perry Road.
No.
We're not going this route. We're not going this damn route. I don't look like fucking Tyler Perry. Fuck Tyler Perry and all his stupid ass movies that
You
he
just
made.
relax there, Medea, okay?
Brian.
Jesus.
No.
Brian looks like. Damn, I can't.
I've actually had people tell me I look like someone, so if you can name someone, it'd be funny if it's the same person.
I don't know. Who do you look
You
like?
got no one?
No.
Fucking Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Jackass.
What do I walk around in a sweater vest? Fuck you, Greg.
So
Not all white people wear sweater vests, okay?
they,
But
they wear turtlenecks, Greg. You should remember that.
Jesus.
All right. So who do you look like?
I've had probably 2 customers come into the GameStop I work at and ask if I've ever been told I look like Jake Gyllenhaal. I can. Yes.
That awkward.
Yeah. You
I
get your
mean-
pin drop. Thanks, guys.
No. It's because I was thinking, like, I was sitting there and I was trying to comprehend it. I'm like, you know what? Because I've seen him before, and I can see. I was like, okay, I can see where they got the eyes at, and I was like, okay, I can see where they got.
What it was I guess when he has a beard, they can see it.
You know what? I haven't. You know what? I've never paid attention to him without one. Wait, no, I think Prince of Persia. Actually,
Oh wow.
All
I
right.
don't know. Fuck that. So it's time to wrap it up after that one. So
Thanks for
with that
watching.
being said, thanks for watching again. We'll be back next week. I'll be in Los Angeles. Brian and Des will be here, but trust me, I will be in attendance for the next podcast. So, thank you, YouTube, for watching. I'm Greg. We got Brian. We got Des, a.k.a. Sean Paul.
Alrighty. Just
Thanks
give
for
me the
tuning in.
light. Okay.
Later.
I'm dancing right now.